Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Tracy, and we're excited to welcome you on behalf of Encore and Microsoft to this session focused on streamlining your business with Dynamics 365 Business Central. Also presenting today are Aaron, our CRO, and Brennan, Technical Pre-Sales. Today, we'll explore how Business Central can help small and medium-sized businesses like yours unlock new efficiencies, connect your teams, and drive growth. We'll see how Business Central integrates seamlessly with Microsoft 365 apps that you already use, like Teams, Outlook, and Excel, making your daily work easier and more productive. You'll discover how Copilot and AI-powered features in Business Central can enhance productivity and decision-making. We'll share real-world demos and use cases to inspire you and show what's possible for your organization. This session is designed for business owners, department leads in finance, sales, operations, and IT. Anyone looking to extend their Microsoft 365 investment into a comprehensive business management solution. At Encore, we understand the challenges small and medium businesses like yours face: disconnected systems, manual workarounds, and the need to adapt quickly in a changing environment. Business Central is here to help you overcome these hurdles and position your business for future success. With that, let's dive in and see how Dynamics 365 Business Central can help you streamline your business and achieve your goals. Here's what we'll cover today: how Dynamics 365 Business Central can unlock growth for your business, an overview of its core capabilities and functionality, how Business Central integrates with Microsoft 365, AI in action, Copilot and agents, next steps to get started. Feel free to ask questions at any point and we'll take note of them. And if there isn't time to address them at the end of the session, I will reach out to you next week to review. At the end of the presentation, please complete the survey with the QR code provided and Encore will send you your gift card. Many small and medium-sized businesses struggle with inadequate systems that inhibit growth and make it hard to adapt to change. Using multiple software programs and paper-based processes complicates decision-making and leads to errors. Yes, people are still using paper. Manual workarounds can create inefficiencies and disconnected systems hinder collaboration. Not to mention the valuable information that each of your team members have accumulated over the years and is stored in the primary memory bank. Today, we'll show you how Business Central addresses these challenges and helps you move forward. We understand the business challenges that organizations are facing. We see a clear opportunity to act. Here is some of what your peers have been telling us. The economy at large remains a looming challenge. While many organizations see this as a means to hunker down, forward-looking firms realize this is a chance to identify opportunities to build efficiencies into the DNA of their technology. Small and medium-sized businesses look to scale and are often victims of their own success. Without resources to manage increased orders, inventory, financial activity, and operations. Disconnected systems and data silos mean too much time is spent in systems, inconsistencies of data, unnecessary middleware, and people being busy at the price of being productive. And of course, AI is ripping up the rule book of so many business processes, rewriting job roles and automating operations that we would not have conceived possible before. We understand these challenges and are ready to work with you to see past the curve. Business Central offers powerful core capabilities, unrivaled connectivity, and cutting-edge automation. If you've outgrown your current on-premise software, Business Central provides a single source of truth for end-to-end processes. Moving to the cloud means better interoperability, that's a tough word, security, and reliability. With Copilot and agents, you can automate workflows, save time, and scale without resource restraints. Business Central delivers end-to-end business process management, financials, sales, service, projects, manufacturing, and supply chain. It's enhanced by native Copilot and over 7,000 solutions on AppSource. The platform is mapped to your processes, automated with pre-built and custom agents, and integrated across the Microsoft ecosystem. It's a rock-solid ERP foundation for small and medium-sized businesses. Now that we've discussed the challenges posed by inadequate systems, let's explore how the right system can unlock growth and drive your business forward. First, it can enable you to make better business decisions by providing more access to data and enhancing your analytics and reporting capabilities. You can base your decisions on comprehensive, accurate information. This leads to more efficient strategies and ultimately better business performance. You can eliminate manual workarounds, configurable workflows, and built-in best practices enable you to streamline processes, reduce the risk of errors, and save valuable time. This frees your team to focus on high-value tasks rather than on repetitive manual ones. You can automate key processes using AI. You're going to hear a lot about the benefits of AI today, from speeding up repetitive manual tasks like bank reconciliations to simplifying the way you analyze data. AI is bringing dramatic improvements to all areas of the business. Compliance is another critical aspect of running your business. The right system makes it easier to comply with audit requirements and regulations. It provides the necessary tools and documentation to ensure you meet all regulatory standards, reducing the risk of non-compliance, especially now at tax time. Enhancing digital security is essential, especially as teams continue to embrace hybrid and remote work. With secure access on mobile devices, you can protect sensitive information and maintain the integrity of your systems, no matter where your employees choose to work. This ease of use helps your employees to stay connected in or out of the office, like when Aaron messages me at 8:30 at night. Lastly, you can boost productivity by connecting data and processes to the apps that your employees already use every day, such as Microsoft Outlook, Excel, and Teams, giving them access to the information they need without constantly switching between applications. By leveraging the right system, your business can unlock growth in multiple areas, from making better business decisions to boosting productivity. The right system helps you make better decisions with robust reporting. It eliminates manual workarounds with AI-powered workflows. Key processes are automated, freeing you to focus on strategy. Compliance and digital security are built in. Productivity is boosted by native integration with Microsoft apps. At a high level, let's talk about the ways Business Central can help you transform your business operations. Business Central enables you to adapt faster with the security, flexibility, and scalability of the Microsoft Cloud. This means that as your business grows, Business Central scales to support you, ensuring you remain agile and capable of responding quickly to changes. It enables you to work smarter with Microsoft Copilot and seamless connectivity to Microsoft 365. Business Central is the first comprehensive business management solution that uses Microsoft Copilot to streamline workflows, automate tasks, and deliver real-time insights, allowing your team to focus on strategic goals and stay competitive. And by combining Business Central with Microsoft 365, you create a workspace where your employees can easily share information, collaborate on projects, and access all the tools they need in one place. By harnessing the power of AI and working with applications they already use, teams can be more productive, collaborative, and impactful. And that adds to the bottom line. Business Central helps your business to perform better and deliver bottom line results, improving processes with guided workflow and automation, accelerated month-end and year-end financial close, and make data-driven decisions with real-time dashboards, flexible reports, AI-driven insights, sustainability tracking, and even KPIs for each role. Move to the cloud with Business Central is an easy-to-use ERP that helps you adapt faster, work smarter, and perform better. Empower your people with a single source of the truth for finance and operations. AI-powered workflows and timely data-driven AI-powered workflows and timely data drive continuous optimization and better decision making. Business Central transforms business operations with security, flexibility, and scalability. I've done this so many times, you think that I would have this down pat. My apologies. And this is how Business Central does it, unifying systems of record and systems of engagement into a single source of truth for small and medium-sized businesses. So in the past, we would have to have different applications to integrate and connect these different systems. Again, it's all connected. While Business Central alone is more than enough for many businesses, we take it a step further. Microsoft's App Source is market leading in size and scope. Business Central is partner-led so that we can extend out solutions to the industries, regions, and workflows that we specialize in. BC has the muscle of Microsoft AI out of the box. We'll spend some time discussing what that means in more detail. And Business Central integrates into the entire Microsoft ecosystem. No middleware, no bloat. Let's take a moment to look at the real impact Business Central is having for small and medium-sized businesses across a wide range of industries like yours. Business Central isn't just for one type of company. Our customers include organizations in consumer goods, manufacturing, retail, professional services, nonprofit, and financial services. On this slide, you'll see logos from actual small and medium-sized businesses like yours who have chosen Business Central to help them grow, streamline operations, and adapt to change. These organizations have experienced tangible benefits, whether it's improved efficiency, better financial visibility, or enhanced customer service. Sapphire Gas Solutions operates in the oil and gas industry with over 100 employees. As Sapphire scaled rapidly, they faced operational strain due to disconnected systems and a lengthy 45-day month-end close process. Their financial team and salespeople were bogged down by the duplicate work and manual processes. By transforming their business practices with Business Central, Sapphire freed their team from duplicate work and reduced manual processes by more than 50%. That's quite impressive. They became more compliant and better prepared to scale for the projected 10 times business growth. The results are impressive: 400% faster month-end close process, up to 5 times faster financial reporting. As Jeff Nelson, Director of Special Projects at Sapphire said, we have set ourselves up in this moment to be ready for the 10 times scaling, and that's the roadmap we have now. No other vendor, oh, pardon me. I'm taking over your slide. I'm sorry, Aaron.
You want to do it? Go right ahead. That's all right. Thanks, Tracy. That was great getting us started there. So as Tracy was saying, no other vendor offers the breadth of the Microsoft cloud while continuing to be both modular and extensible so that customers can start with what they need today and then adapt as they grow. Business Central also runs on Microsoft Azure Cloud Platform, which means that you benefit from the multi-layered state-of-the-art security across physical data centers, infrastructure, and operations, with security features like multi-factor authentication, data encryption, regulatory compliance, and more. You also benefit from a team of more than 3,500 global cybersecurity experts that work for Microsoft that work together to help safeguard your business assets and data all in Azure. I think at this point, Brennan, you're going to give us a bit of an overview of Business Central.
All right. Let me commandeer the screen here. Give me a second. Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so for the next 75 minutes, we're going to have 3 different demonstrations here that are going to be about 10 minutes each. We'll look at a business leader and how they manage the business. Then later on, we'll go quote to cash, but only using Outlook and Teams, even though it's Business Central data that we'll be using. And then the last demonstration is going to be about Copilot and autonomous AI agents that are available now in Business Central. So let's go with the first one here. Just give me a second here. So the management of the business for the next 10 minutes, as a business leader or an owner of an organization, we'll go through the review of the health of the business, we'll identify trends, and we'll manage the business day to day. I'll start with reviewing the health of the business by looking at specific key performance indicators, details in sales and in profitability. So let's jump into the system. Okay, you can see right off the bat, I'm signed in as a business leader, a business manager role center actually. There's some insights here that I could go and drill into, who my top customer is, what the biggest sales order or invoice is. And if we just go down a little bit further here, there's key performance indicators here that are color coded, and you can manage the thresholds of how these are indicated. Sales this month, overdue sales invoices, overdue purchase invoices. Sales invoices predicted overdue is an AI function within Business Central. Over a period of time, AI will predict which invoices are likely going to be overdue based on the customer's previous history. And that takes a time of 3 to 6 periods. That's why I don't have any in my demo environment. Let's drill into overdue sales invoices. And what I'll do is I'll select one. I think it's this one here. We'll drill down further. School of Fine Art, invoice 1098 or 198. And what I want to do here is there's an info box pane here. I want to take a look at a summary of this invoice. Maybe I'm new to the system, or maybe as a business leader, I'm not in specifically in invoices all the time creating them, but I want to get a summary or an overview. This is using AI, all within Business Central. This is out of the box. And it's got a nice summary here that I could actually go and copy it, add it to some other documents or share this. But you'll see that Business Central, Microsoft in general, although they provide AI generated content, they always suggest that you validate before you blindly accept. You'll see that throughout the session here. Profit percentage, 22.1%. Let's see where that came from. It actually opened up the sales invoice statistics page. And it's showing here that the profit percentage, sure enough, is 22.1%. Okay, so that's kind of neat. But imagine if we could, this is a posted sales invoice. It's already been delivered and sent to the customer. Imagine if we could review all the sales lines for all the quotes, orders, maybe the open ones, before they're actually released to the customer. And we can do that. So let me show you what we're going to do here. I'm going to go into the sales lines. Now I could further refine and filter this by order invoice, whether it's open or not. But you can see here there's some quotes, some orders. If I scroll down, there's some invoices here. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to want to ask Copilot to further analyze this. And I think that I'll ask it is to add a few more columns. So the last item, cost, price, and profitability. So again, it's going to generate using Copilot AI, generative AI. We'll talk about this later on, but there's no large language models being trained off of your data. Queries aren't saved. You decide whether to keep or discard. I like what I see though. It's taken from the item card for these sales lines on quotes, orders, and invoices, the last direct cost, unit price, and the profit percentage. So imagine I want to keep this. Now it's a separate tab in the sales line view. I can do some changes here quite quickly. Maybe I want to bring the the sell to customer, change the column sizes a little bit. Maybe the actual item number we'll take a look at here. But it's quite nice here. I can do some light analysis. So the percentage profits here, if I wanted to look at maybe what the average is for these four sales lines, you can see at the bottom right here, it's averaged it out at approximately 32% profit margin. And at any point in time, I can simply print this out to Excel, and I've got my own custom report, or just keep this tab. You can have multiple tabs. So that's quite handy in terms of the health of the business in a proactive sense for open orders. Okay, let's take a look, and we'll go back to my. So we did some review of the health of the business. Let's identify some trends. All right. So we're actually going to go into a different environment that I have set up here. This is a cash flow forecast table or chart, and there's a cash flow forecast worksheet. You can get quite granular in terms of defining liquid funds, payables, receivables. In fact, so granular that you can actually, on the vendor card, let's say you pay net 30, that's the terms, but you don't really pay until net 60. There's actually a cash flow forecast terms field that you can put in net 60, and it will take that into account when creating this cash flow forecast. Or just let AI learn what that forecast should look like, likely in a period of 3 to 6 months or periods. And that's what's happened here. So you can see here receivables, payables, demo data. So be cognizant of that. But if I drill into this, it's going to show the liquid funds, receivables, payables, and so forth, all generated via AI, and will include seasonal data as well, if that makes sense for your organization. Okay, let's go back into my other system. Actually, no, I'm going to go and in this system, I want to show a few things around the over 80 embedded Power BI reports that are embedded in Business Central, Microsoft created, open sourced Power BI reports that we can help you adjust, tweak, add data to from other data sources, or you can. And this is an example of one here that if we're going to look at trends, if I expand this one, I'm still in Business Central. There's a dozen different reports at the bottom here, if you can see the tabs. What I'm looking at specifically here is late payments. As I mentioned, we can actually do late payment prediction via AI. But let's look at this table here. This bubble chart is showing late payment amount at the bottom. I hope you can see this okay. And the average days late. And you can see the tray research is almost off the charts. Now, before you block them for further sales documents, if we select tray, you'll notice that the late payments over time has significantly, the amounts have significantly decreased in the last 90 days. So that's a positive trend. So we're looking good there. So that's another example of identifying trends. Let's go back into the other system here. And I'm going to show you a sales app from Power BI that is using Business Central data. I've opened it up in Power BI because I want you to see the full breadth of the report, but I could have consumed this from Business Central as well. This sales overview is showing profit margins. Again, we could further determine, for the item category, chairs, what's that profit margin there as well, if we want to slice down, I guess, or drill down that way. But what I really wanted to show was the last report here, and maybe we'll focus on it. It's actually a let's bring this down a little bit more. It's a sales forecast. Now, my demo data The work date is, I think it's August 31st of last year. But what you're seeing to the right of this is a sales forecast based on the history that AI calculates over a period of 3 to 6 months, with upper and lower bounds that you define. And if you look closely at where my mouse is here, there's some trend lines as well incorporated in that. So very powerful in that respect. Okay, let's go back to my. So that's what I wanted to show with respect to identifying trends. Now let's see if we can do some day-to-day management of the business as well. So I'll go back into the system here. We'll go back into Business Central. Imagine if you see here, the top right, I'm going to do Copilot in Business Central, and really simply just ask it which customer has the largest outstanding amount. Again, what I've mentioned before, although this is utilizing Azure OpenAI as an example, there's no large language models being trained off of your corporate data. There's no queries being saved unless you save it within your own system. This is also validating that I have permission to get access to this information, which I do. And sure enough, there's a nice tile here saying, it's the School of Art. If I click on that, we'd actually take a look, and sure enough, the balance overdue is this $85,000. And I could further drill into that as well if I wanted to. We're going to go out of that. Maybe I'll close this to give myself a little more real estate, and we'll kind of go down here a little bit further. And I can actually have reports sent to my inbox on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Here's an example of an aged accounts receivable. If I open this, it's actually going to my other. See if I can bring it up here. Enable editing, enable the content, virus detection by Microsoft, and there's a nice printable Excel report. These are all out of the box. There's over 300 reports out of the box with Business Central, and you can see that they're multi-tabbed here. So, I mean, I can go by period, I can go by different currencies as well, and I only have a subset with few customers. But imagine if I have 100 or 50 or more. I can go and take a look at just the School of Fine Art. We were talking about the 85,000 outstanding. Here it is here. And certainly these are all printable reports. In fact, they're not just printable reports. I'm going to X out of this one. But I'm going to show you another one that I went ahead and downloaded from Business Central, which is just showing customers in terms of just typical detail of customer data. That's the terms. There's their credit limits, contact information, that kind of stuff. And what I did was I exported this Excel report from Business Central, made some changes. I'll show that to you. Here's the actual report. I added a pivot chart and a pivot table and imported it back in, and now I have a custom report. You no longer have to contact us directly for that kind of stuff, unless there's other things that you want us to do. But it's quite easy to glean and adjust the reports to your liking. Okay. I think what I'd like to do in terms of managing the business is show you one more Power BI report that is using solely Business Central data. And this is if you're a project-based organization like we are. It's showing the project overview of all the projects in the organization. Again, it's showing realization, usage, profit in terms of dollars. We can go and select a specific one and it'll adjust all of that detail. But if we go to project profitability, it's showing the profitability overall But if I select this specific project that's in Business Central, it's at 60% profit margin. If I look at the resource Tricia being built out, that's at 50%. That's pretty good. But this one here at the bottom, you can see that it's around 22%. So depending on what your threshold is for profitability on your projects, you may want to look into that project as well. So I hope that what I did was I showed you how you can manage the business day to day. All throughout Business Central or Microsoft tools that are embedded in Business Central. Spend less time searching and looking and aggregating that data, more time in analysis. Significantly, it should increase productivity. It gives you the ability to identify trends and hopefully make proactive decisions against those data sets. I think it's back to you, Aaron.
Thanks, Brennan. I love that. I love it when we can show off a little bit of the platform and not just the application and how it all kind of ties together. And that's just a little bit of a snippet of it. That's not the whole platform. It's just a piece with Excel and Power BI primarily, and a little bit of AI, of course. But now let's spend some time going deeper into the process flows that make Business Central work. One of Business Central's greatest strengths is its depth and breadth of modular functionality that you see above there. There's far more available than we really have time to discuss today, but I wanted to briefly touch on some of the ways Business Central can help you scale your business and operations successfully, and then we'll dive into the details over the next few slides. So at a very high level, Business Central can help you to increase your financial visibility and performance so that you can gain comprehensive control over your financial data, enabling more profitable decisions and faster financial reporting. Hopefully you saw a little bit of that with what Brennan showed there. Boost your sales and improve customer service by uncovering high-value opportunities and streamlining sales using Copilot. While the next one, projects and jobs, is not actually one of the columns that you see above. Brennan just showed a little bit of some of that project and job data that shows how you can effectively use the system to finish projects on time and on budget, optimize resource allocation, and improve team productivity. You see some insights with that Power BI report right into all of that. And then optimize inventory and supply chain management with insights and tools into the manufacturing as well as the inventory and supply modules that will help you understand demand, enhance efficiencies, and ultimately reduce costs. So Business Central can also help you increase your financial visibility and performance, giving you the tools you need to take control of your financial data. So manage your finances end-to-end, oversee budgets, use unlimited dimensional tags to track your transactions, track your fixed assets, and more. Improve forecasting with cash flow projections, like we saw Brennan show, using AI to analyze the financial position of your business and shorten payment cycles. Also with AI-generated late payment predictions. Brennan just showed us that. Accelerate month-end and year-end close. So hopefully we get a better than that 45-day close that Tracy had referenced in her slide. Do that with support for multiple currencies, exchange rates, consolidations, intercompany transactions, and of course localized tax regulations all embedded in the system. To help you close the period even faster, Copilot and Business Central automate some of the tedious tasks like bank reconciliations and e-invoice matching. We'll show you more of that later in one of the subsequent demos and slides. Get some real-time performance metrics with role-specific dashboards. So based on the role you play in the business, you have a tailored interface and tailored dashboards to that to match and line up with that role. And then make more profitable decisions with robust reporting and ad hoc analysis tools using powerful AI and Copilot to identify trends and anomalies, connect data from across accounting, sales, purchasing, inventory teams to get accurate insights and improve business planning. And I would say you can connect data also to completely unrelated data sources like historical ERP data or line of business applications. Manage it and merge it all together in effect, and then display it contextually wherever you like, whether that's within Business Central or looking at that through Power BI. incredibly powerful. Business Central can also help you boost the sales and improve customer service as well, so that you can build profitable and long-lasting relationships with your customers. So take better care of your customers while managing the entire sales process from within Outlook, and deliver better outcomes with connected service operations as well. You can use Business Central or customer engagement for customer service, depending on the level of complexity of your requirements. So there's lots of room to grow on the Microsoft platform, but Business Central, in many respects, has you covered really nicely out of the gate with this type of functionality. Prioritize leads based on revenue potential. Keep track of customer interactions and get guidance on the best upsell, cross-sell, and renewal opportunities throughout your sales cycles. Increase sales using marketing text suggestions from Copilot, which will then help product managers create compelling AI-generated product descriptions, which you can edit using key attributes already in Business Central, like color and material, as well as the picture of the inventory item. Copilot can then tailor those descriptions to your preferred tone or format, length, and then once you've done, you can make any adjustments and easily publish that to Shopify, which is out of the box integrated, or other e-commerce platforms. Smoothly transition from sales into service, track customer returns and repairs, manage service agreements, all while keeping the details in one place, so both the sales and service teams can respond quickly to inquiries to meet and exceed those customer expectations. Like I said a little bit earlier, if you'd like to elevate that customer journey even further, we can certainly explore not just Business Central, but Dynamics D365 for sales, for customer service, or for field service as well. Encore deploys all of them on a pretty regular basis. Hey, jumping into my favorite modules, the project module. Business Central helps you to finish projects both on time and profitably, starting with the planning process for success. Improve project costing by better managing projects using timesheets, advanced job costing, and reporting. Using the data easily accessible in Business Central, you can develop and modify detailed budgets to further enhance project profitability. Optimize your resource levels by managing resource utilization and planning capacity in sales. Drive project profitability with real-time business intelligence on project status, profitability, and of course, individual utilization metrics. And enable employees to do their best work with role-based access and the ability to collaborate by sharing links to projects directly within Microsoft Teams. I think we show a little bit of that Teams interaction later, maybe not in projects, but in general. Improve your inventory and supply chain management with end-to-end visibility that creates better results for you. Deliver products on time and adapt to changing business models with visibility across purchasing, manufacturing, inventory, and warehouses. Improve your supply chain with vendor management, purchasing, e-commerce with Shopify, order fulfillment, and return. Optimize your manufacturing output, even in agile and complex environments. We do quite a few implementations of the manufacturing module for a variety of different style of manufacturers. Detailed bills of materials. You can take an assembled order approach or more detailed production order approach. Improve inventory management by using AI-powered sales and inventory forecasting to suggest stock replenishment based on not just actuals, but potential and anticipated demand and availability. And lastly, improve organization with your storage facilities and manage inventory with easy pick, put away a process supported by barcode scanners and detailed warehouse bin functionality as well. And now that we've seen how Business Central can enhance various aspects of your business operations, let's explore how Microsoft's commitment to AI innovation further empowers your organization with advanced, secure, and responsible AI technologies. So we've seen Microsoft take the lead in incorporating AI and infusing it into mid-market ERP. And they've done that without increasing the cost of that ERP. We talk about a little bit of that in a minute. So whether that is generative AI for marketing content or algorithmic AI for purchasing suggestions, or agentic AI to perform the grunt work of creating, say, POs, or doing a payables invoice, or interacting in and around a sales order. Microsoft has created a really easy entry point for customers looking to start leveraging the power of AI. And for those customers looking to create their own unique AI experience and benefit, Copilot Studio is embedded directly within Business Central, making it really, really easy to deliver some tremendous value over and above what Business Central does out of the box. And for those that want to get a really detailed view of some of the functions that come out of the box in Business Central, this slide is a nice guide that presents the breadth of its abilities. Spots where you see the Copilot icon are areas in Business Central that are already Copilot and AI enabled out of the box. Good. All right, Tracy, I think I send back to you.
Thank you, Aaron. I had to turn my mic on there. And just so you know, Aaron doesn't message me out of work hours asking me to do stuff. I'm just making a joke. As we mentioned, Business Central can interact with Copilot across Microsoft applications. Outside of Copilot, let's discuss some other ways that Business Central can tap into the complete Microsoft ecosystem to make daily tasks easier and more effective. Imagine generating a new customer profile directly from an inbound email, no manual data entry required. Sign me up. You can draft a purchase order and check inventory from a call transcript, streamlining your procurement process, edit any Business Central field directly in Excel without middleware, and generate deep financial analysis with Copilot's AI capabilities. These integrations mean you're not limited to working in one application. Copilot helps you connect data and automate workflows across Outlook, Teams, Excel, and Business Central. You get timely insights and can take action faster, all while maintaining a single source of truth for your business records. As we move forward, we'll see even more ways Copilot and Business Central work together to simplify daily tasks and empower your teams to work smarter and more efficiently. We envision every employee having an agent, their trusted AI assistant. Copilot understands you and your work context, and it provides a consistent user experience to interact with AI. Agents augment Copilot by adding skills and knowledge to automate tasks and business processes. Our ambition is to empower every employee with a Copilot license and to transform every process with agents. Importantly, we provide governance and controls for data protection, agent management, and the reporting needed to measure business outcomes. Let's explore how Business Central and Copilot seamlessly connect with Microsoft 365 apps to help your teams work smarter and more collaboratively. Collaboration where teams work best. With Business Central integrated into your Outlook, Excel, and Teams, your employees can collaborate in the apps they use every day. This means timely data and insights are always at their fingertips without switching between applications. Connect the dots with Copilot. Copilot gives you oh boy. Copilot guides you as you work between applications, helping draft emails, summarize information, and more, no matter where you're working. Employees can stay in the flow of work, getting the data they need to the tools they prefer, in the tools they prefer. Our vision is to make sure that everyone is AI empowered. And governance and control. Microsoft provides governance and controls for data protection, agent management, and reporting to measure business outcomes. The Copilot control system ensures your organization can manage AI responsibly and securely. Next, we'll look at practical examples of how Business Central integrates with Outlook, Excel, and Teams to accelerate business processes and decision-making. Hey, Brennan, maybe I can make an AI agent to do my part of the speaking so I don't make mistakes. That's how you know I'm not AI, I'm human. Let's look at how Business Central works seamlessly with Outlook to help you manage your business right from your inbox. With Business Central integrated into Outlook, you can interact with customers and vendors directly from your email, accelerating transactions and business decisions. This means you can promptly manage inquiries, service requests, or process payments, helping you move deals forward and speed up the sales cycle. You'll have instant access to customer history, previous discounts, and more, all without switching apps. This integration empowers you to make informed decisions and respond quickly, keeping your business agile and responsive. Let's pass it over to Brennan to have a look at D365 BC in action.
Okay, let me share my screen. Thank you, Tracy. Okay, so we're going to go quote to cash, not just from Outlook, but from Outlook and Teams. And if I remember, I'll show you how you can actually use the Edit in Excel feature as well. But let's see how we go here. So let me jump back into my demo environment. I'm in Outlook now. I received this email from a customer saying, please send me a quote on 3 Athens desks. We're an office furniture distributor. And what I'll do is I could have kept this left open, but and pinned it here, but the system recognized, okay, the customer is Cabela's. There's a document here in the customer card, but I could, if I have permissions, see what the different balances are, the aged accounts receivable as well, even the ongoing sales quotes and orders. But let's go ahead and do what the customer is asking for, and that's going to be a new sales quote based on what the body of the email is saying. And the system recognized that the Athens desk that they're asking for is actually item 1896S in the system, and the quantity they're looking for is 3. So all I have to do is say, yes, okay, that sounds good. Here's a sales quote. Just for the sake of, it's a little easier to see this if I pop it out, but I'm still in Outlook. And sure enough, what we've added here is quantity of 3 Athens desks. And there's the amount there, $3,000 approximately. I can attach documents to this if I wanted to. Why don't we send this back to the customer? And based on the customer's card, this is the email address we're going to send it back to. Here's a template of the body that you can change as to how you want to do that. But more importantly, it's included a quote. I won't show you the quote, but it's a standard quote in the system. And we'll just go ahead and send that by email. Fast forward to the customer accepting that, saying, let's make it an order or an invoice. Let's say it's an invoice. It's quite easy to just go and convert this to an invoice. So yes, we want to convert this, and I'm going to open the new invoice. And then fast forward again and imagine that we're ready to deliver. So we'll go ahead and we'll post this. So I could do a preview posting, but I know everything's going to be fine. Do you want to post the invoice? Yes, let's post it. 1073 Cabela's. I'm not going to bother to open this, but let's keep note that it's 1073 and Cabela's is the customer. And so we're done here. Now imagine it's been posted. Maybe we've received payment on this and we want to apply a payment to that invoice. And I'm in purchasing. I'm in Teams right now. So you can see I've got different teams here and chats that are going on. Maybe we'll open this up a little more. I've got posts, but I've actually got a tab here for the cash receipts journal in Business Central, even though I'm still in Teams. And so we're going to go and look at this as a payment from Cabela's. And if I go and do the applies to documents, let's look at the last one that went through. If I recall, 1073, that sounds like that's the one. we can go ahead and select that, click OK. And then what I could further do is if I needed to request approval to post this, I could do that. I could do preview posting. It'll take a look at it. I'm still in Teams. And then if I'm happy with that, I can just go ahead and post that. Let's go back to my, so what we did here is we actually entered a quote based on an email and a request from a customer, converted that to an invoice, posted the invoice, and then from Teams, we actually applied a payment to that invoice. So what I hope I showed was that you can kind of work where and how you want with all the different Microsoft tools that are tightly integrated with Business Central, which reduces the time to learn. Chances are pretty good your team already has extensive Outlook. Excel, I didn't show that, but we could have edited if it was 50 lines, we could have done that with Excel actually, and Teams, and it just reduces the time to do entry and allows you to quickly respond to customer requests. I think it's back to you, Tracy.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brennan. There we go. That was fantastic. Thanks, Brendan. Next, we'll see how Business Central connects with other Microsoft 365 apps like Excel and Teams to further simplify daily tasks and enhance collaboration. Let's explore how Business Central works seamlessly with Excel to simplify daily tasks and free up more time for strategic work. Get up-to-date operational insights as Excel reports and oh, I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm tongue-tied. Get up-to-date operational insights with Excel reports and adapt quickly by customizing report layouts as Excel worksheets. Export data from Business Central to Excel for efficient data entry, then publish back to Business Central with business rule validation. So again, we weren't able to do that before with our other ERP solutions. So again, this makes it really simple to go and update data. Easily analyze transactions using familiar Excel functionality, then share with your team for review and co-authoring. This integration empowers your teams to work together more effectively, leveraging the tools they already know. And we all love working in Excel. By connecting Business Central with Excel, you streamline reporting, improve accuracy, and enable faster decision-making. Employees can work in the environment they're comfortable with while maintaining data integrity and compliance. Next, we'll see how Business Central connects with teams to further enhance collaboration and accelerate business processes. With Business Central integrated into Teams, you can share business data instantly within chats or channels. This means you can look up business contacts, review insights, see a history of interactions, and access related records, all without leaving Teams. Easily edit data and take action directly from Teams, streamlining your workflow and keep everyone on the same page. This integration empowers your teams to respond quickly to business needs and collaborate more effectively. By connecting Business Central with Teams, you enable real-time collaboration, faster decision-making, and improved productivity. Employees can stay in the flow of work, accessing the information they need in the tools they use every day. Next, we'll look at how Business Central enables access to key business data for more users, even those with only a Microsoft 365 license. Here's an exciting update. You can now access Business Central cards and tables that have been shared with you in Teams, even if you only have a Microsoft 365 license. This means you can unlock important business data, improve collaboration, and enhance decision-making without needing to purchase additional Business Central licenses. Read-only access is granted through your Microsoft 365 license as configured by your admin. More team members can view and interact with business data in Teams, making it easier to stay informed and work together. This feature helps organizations maximize their Microsoft 365 investment and extend Business Central's value to a broader audience. Let's look at another real-world example of how Business Central is helping organizations revolutionize their workflows. Omega Industries operates in the industrial and manufacturing sector with just under 1,000 employees based in the United States. Omega realized it needed to update its project management and finance data systems to avoid delays and remain competitive in the railroad supply industry. After launching Business Central, Omega's finance employees realized time savings of up to 50%, getting more done each day. The company was able to maintain effective operations even during interruptions from a cyber attack. Results include up to a 50% time saving for finance employees, 60% reduction in month-end close process time. As Maria Leonard, Corporate Finance Controller at Omega said, between efforts towards automation using Dynamics 365 Business Central and implementing tandem applications, we've helped employees cut time spent on routine tasks by up to 50%. And we're super excited because this is actually a client that we worked with and took them on this journey from being on an on-premise solution to the cloud. This example shows how Business Central can deliver dramatic improvements in efficiency and resilience, even in the face of unexpected challenges. Next, we'll discuss how Business Central is tailor-made for small and medium-sized businesses like yours, leveraging the full power of Microsoft AI.
All right. Yes, we kind of alluded to a lot of the AI functionality earlier, so I wanted to take a little bit of time to get into some of the details. So before we start, thought I'd kind of work through some of the cornerstones of Microsoft AI. Technically, AI in various formats has been around for quite some time. We've been using things like algorithms in order to predict inventory levels and purchases for several decades. It's only since the advent of ChatGPT that it made it sort of generally available and infused with additional information that comes from those large language models. So it's not something that necessarily is brand new, but I think the way that we interact with it certainly is, and how easy it is to become part of our day-to-day functions is certainly obviously a big game changer at the moment. Right from the beginning, you'll have seen a lot of discourse from Microsoft in and around, well, not just responsible AI, but they call it ethical AI. And so there are guardrails within Copilot to ensure that we are using AI ultimately for good. So there is some level of confidence, I think, that that organization need when embarking on AI, to know that it's going to be used for the appropriate reasons. Security, obviously, as you've heard, is a big thing for Microsoft, and it was designed to be secure right from the very beginning. And also, of course, needs to be responsive. So if we ask it questions, it can't take minutes or hours or anything like that to respond. It's got to be quick, and it's got to be as accurate as possible. Ultimately, that runs on trust is kind of the tagline that they're kind of working towards with their commitments there. And in addition to that, you do have the ability to safeguard your data so that the LLMs are not trained on your data. And you also have the ability to point where your queries or your usage of AI is going to get its information. So you get a lot of control over not just the security side of it, but also the response side that it delivers back to you. But let's get into some more details. So from a Business Central context, there's largely three layers of AI. The inner circle that you see there are elements of AI that are out of the box, effectively included within the license that you procure when you buy Business Central, and really don't impact the overall cost. They come with the application. As we move to the next ring out, we can talk a little bit about agents. So we'll go into them in a little bit more detail, but these are more consumption based, and they do come at some additional costs. And what they do is they perform, some specific functions. So Microsoft has pre-built a sales order agent and a payables agent. I think they're both released now. If not, that payables one is coming very soon, but the sales order agent is actually out there, and they are coming up with some more additional ones in in the near future. We'll talk about the sales order and payables one a little bit later. And then finally, for organizations that want a unique journey for their business, we've got the ability to extend AI use cases and functionality using Copilot Studio and really any of the other tools to elevate that experience. And we've done a little bit of that work for ourselves, and are now starting to help customers ideate around their own AI journeys and then take that to fruition, mostly using that Copilot Studio element. Next. So with the Copilot in Business Central, that middle circle that we saw there, what are the types of things that you can do? Well, number one, guide. So it can, in effect, you ask it, you can tell you how to process a payables transaction or set up a fixed asset. So it's in effect sort of as required, immediate, interactive training on how to perform various functions within the application. Number two, it's really good at finding, so we don't have to go to a specific screen to do lookups. We can just in general ask Copilot to find a specific record or the set of records, just using natural language in order to do it. We saw, well, I wish we haven't seen this yet, but that ability to compare things like a bank statement from your bank along with the bank subledger that you've got in Business Central, and effectively do a lot of that reconciliation for you using AI is another excellent function. And Brennan showed a little bit sneak peek in and around how Business Central using AI can really organize data in a fashion that is easy for you to absorb. In fact, it actually gives you areas of your data that it thinks it needs you to take a look at, so that you're not spending all of your mental effort on building the format or building the report. You can spend your mental effort on pinpointing any issues or opportunities in your data and then taking that to light. And then finally, it can also be generative and suggest things like product descriptions, or it'll try to do some form of document creation for you as you are entering a new, say, sales order or setting up a new customer, that type of thing. All right, let's get into some of the details. So I talked a little bit about getting insights faster on that previous tab, and that's the organization of your data for you to kind of pinpoint those areas that you need to pay attention to. Ultimately, not just will it reduce the amount of mental effort in preparing those types of reports and looking up that information, but you'll be able to do it faster, find it easier, and that level of almost boardroom ready presentation really, I think, streamlines a lot of the work for you. Go to next. Talked a little bit about how chat works. So pretty much every Copilot experience, regardless of which application you're in, is going to look the same. So you access it on the top right corner under the Copilot icon, and then you have a very similar chat-based environment. This one specifically looks in and around your Business Central information, and you can ask it various questions, not just about how to do things, but also where to find things, or how to process a particular transaction. Go next. So bank reconciliation, another relatively straightforward one, but that ability to literally drag and drop your bank statement into Business Central and have it align with that subledger, so that really you're only dealing with the anomalies between your bank statement and your subledger. All of the easy stuff is sort of taken care of right away for you. Let me go to next. And then beyond Business Central, in effect, Copilot is a singular sort of experience that you get once you're on the Microsoft platform. So even though you have a Copilot that is specific and unique to Business Central, that experience will show up the same way, whether you're in Excel or Teams or Outlook for that matter. It's the same area that you access it. It's the same interface for you. It can actually look beyond the application that you're in to provide you with data across the entire platform that you've deployed with Microsoft. So if you think about Copilot, think about it as your singular window into all that is AI behind the scenes. Then we'll go to my last slide, which is all about agents and sort of my favorite area of the AI world. But we have a number of different already produced agents that you can take advantage of. Number one is the sales order agent that will, in effect, read incoming emails, respond, create quotes based on those emails, and send them back to the customer autonomously, or with a human in the loop if you so choose and want to make sure you're monitoring what that agent is doing on behalf of the business. In addition to that, the payables agent also kind of performs the same way, although it takes vendor invoices. Either you get an invoice that you then email the agent, or your vendors can email the agent directly. That'll take that invoice, create a payables transaction for you to review and post. The image of that invoice is directly embedded in Business Central, so you can monitor the two. And then these things, like I mentioned before, are going to work on effectively credits. So you pay effectively per use, somewhat per document. Really, it's the amount of processing that you're using in the processing of a sales order or a payables agent. I think at this point, I'm sending it back to Brennan.
Right. I think we're saving the best for last here, in my opinion. So reiterating a lot of what Aaron had just talked about with the AI agents. What I'm able to show is bank reconciliation with Copilot. So that's in that first circle that Aaron was showing. That's part of Business Central. A very practical application, non-conversational, like I've been showing previously. Do this, show me this, add columns here. This is a very practical use case. And then the autonomous AI agents, yes, the sales order agent will be able to show an example, as well as the payables agent, which did recently come out in the US and is coming out to Canada literally within days. I think it's sometime next month. So let's jump into the demo area here. We'll take some time to explain some of this. So I'm going to go cash management. Let's go to bank account reconciliations. As Aaron mentioned, you can drag and drop, showing that on that slide. You can connect to your bank. It's the bottleneck wouldn't be Business Central, it would be your bank, but you can do online connections to these banks to set up these bank reconciliations, these statements. I don't have that set up in my demo environment. Very simple example. You can see here on the left the bank statement lines. We're going to reconcile them against the bank account ledger entries here on the right. We're going to use Copilot. So I'm going to go ahead and start the reconciliation. Again, you're going to see the same container that we've been seeing throughout the demonstrations. This is the query. AI generated content may be incorrect. Always validate, don't blindly accept. And what we have here is, so it's auto-matched one of the lines. So we'll click on this proposal. And this is machine learning. This has been around for years. Business Central's had this for years in terms of matching the dates, descriptions, and the amounts. So that's pretty straightforward. These proposals, I want you to look at the last one here. The amount to apply is $16,487. And what Copilot did was actually matched multiple entries and added them up here. So although this is a rather simple example with just a few lines, if you can imagine if this was 50 or 150 lines long, literally the hours of time that it would save in terms of reconciling these accounts. I'm going to discard this. I will also show you that you can actually use Copilot to suggest any missing bank account ledger entries against statement lines that may show up here for a GL account for freight expenses or something like that, it will make suggestions, and you just go ahead and validate and add them. So, okay, that was the bank account reconciliation. Much faster and more accurate matching with Copilot, and significantly reduces the amount of time it takes to do those reconciliations. Okay, autonomous AI agents, sales, and purchasing. Let's go in and discuss that. I've got a different company here that I'm set up with, and I've got the sales order agent and the payables agent. We'll talk about the sales order agent first. It's very specific use cases. Maybe what I'll explain, and Aaron had alluded to this as well, this is the one time I'm showing you Copilot that is not included in your Business Central subscription. Everything else I showed, it is. These are based on consumption billing, as Aaron had mentioned. Copilot credits, they're called. That's part of the Copilot Studio setup. But these are, I'll say, out of the box, simple setups, but certainly some analysis in terms of how you want to use these agents and specific use cases. And I say that because I'll just show you, it's just the two of them here right now. But if I do a quick search, and there are more agents coming, if I show you the payables agent, you can monitor in real time what that consumption data looks like. So I just have an example of a couple of invoices being processed here. It's showing the amount of Copilot credits. Right now it's 1 cent US per Copilot credits. You can see the bottom here, it's totaling them and saying what I have left in my demo environment. So you definitely want to look at cost benefit analysis of what it's costing you right now in terms of that example of payables processing invoices, but also in terms of the sales order agent. I'm going to show that to you now. So if I hover over the icon here for the sales order agent, immediately it's showing you KPIs against the time saved using the agent and the number of emails it's received, which it will indicate whether or not it thinks it's specific to sales. And in my case, one quote has been created in one order. I'll show you an example of that. And as Aaron said, human in the loop, especially in the early stages of using these agents, if I go to the task pane, you can set it up whether you're comfortable enough, maybe after a period of time, for it to automatically generate quotes without anybody previewing them. Ideally, initially, you might want to have somebody, and you can designate different sales managers or account managers or salespeople, and it can be multiple, to review what is being sent to that sales order agent by email. And then you make the decision on whether to validate, accept, or maybe change a quote or an order. And that's typically what happens here. If I look at this outgoing one, we went ahead and said, yes, go ahead and send this out. It did. It actually included an attachment, which would have been the order in this case. So let's give you an example of this. Okay, I'm going to go into this email. Peter is a customer of ours from a company called Adatum. And Peter emailed the sales order agent, I'd like a quote on 5 Athens desks, 20 Berlin chairs. Remember, we're an office furniture distributor. And so the sales order agent replied, thank you for your request. Please see the below quote, including the discount, and which I find rather neat. Please kindly review and confirm if you'd like to proceed with converting this quote to a sales order. So a nice little soft close. And of course, you can change the e-signature to what you want. Let's take a look at what that quote looks like. I'm saying this because it's a standard quote in the system, which you are able to modify any way you want. In the system, when a datum purchases 5 or more Athens desks, they get a 10% discount. So the system, the agent, took that into account. So that's where that came from. That's all fine. So we're happy about that. And so what the customer did was replied to that email and said, yes, looks good. I confirm the order. Please send to our main address on file. So a datum has several addresses, divisions. Here's the response with the sales order confirmation. It's created by the sales order agent, maybe validated by a salesperson, a human in the loop, by just saying validate, continue. The response was, Dear Peter, thank you for your confirmation. Your order has been processed, shipped to your main address on file, and it stated that main address. So it did all this completely autonomously. I didn't make any changes to these emails. So let's go back to our Business Central. So all of this happened within the sales order taker, completely autonomously, with some validation by a human in the loop. Let's talk about the payables agent now. So if I hover over the payables agent, same idea. Here's the KPIs. I just turned it on briefly. And so there's just 6 minutes, 2 emails received, 1 invoice created. I'll show that, and 1 that's in process. So when we go to review the tasks, this is the one that's in process. I wanted to show this to you. This is how it works. This is a little bit different than that conversational back and forth from the sales order taker. There's 2 ways that you could look at this initially. You could, if your payables or finance team receive emails of invoices and you want them to be added to Business Central automatically, you could send it to this payables agent. So in my case, it's payables at. Or you could select specific vendors and have them go and send them directly if it's on an ongoing basis. And the system will automatically create those invoices for you. The newest version will actually go and match invoices that's received by PDF or any other type of attachment on that email and match them against purchase orders that were sent to that vendor. And if there's a discrepancy, it will bring that out so that you can then further decide whether there needs to be credits involved or whatever, or corrections. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to go and review what is received at this point. This is the attached document that was received by email. And so you can see here, worldwide importers, a couple of lines here, fairly straightforward, except I do want to make note. So the invoice from this vendor is showing, for example, in this first line, SGH001. That's not the item number in our system. However, that is the item number that the vendor uses. And so you can see this little info fact icon. If I click on this, what it's saying is that the item reference was found. So if I click on this just to drill in, you can see here that the item number that we have, GRH, here's the reference number that's based on the vendor. So I validated that. You will see in other cases where the color of that icon may change if it's a low confidence level that you can go and maybe look at and make adjustments, if you will. This has worked out perfectly. The amount is 39,850. It is. If I click continue, it will go ahead and draft that, and it's done. So it's 2 clicks. The payables agent took care of that. And I'll show you another example of that. So let's go to post purchase invoices. That's the one that we just went ahead and processed. So that's the one that was just processed. I mean, I can show that to you. That's in real time. Let's make sure it's the same one. there is, oh, I'm sorry, no, this is the one that I just wanted to use as an example. My apologies. Let me go back and I'll show you. So this is the example I wanted to give in terms of, here's 2 items, but there's also a GL account against this one. And if we take a look at what was sent by email, that shipping by DHL of $60, what the system did was say, okay, we believe it should be against this GL account, freight fees for goods. If the payables agent doesn't get this right, you can make that adjustment. When you make that adjustment and then process the invoice, it will learn from that adjustment, and the next time it'll go ahead and pick the proper GL account. So that was important, I think, for me to give that other description example, if you will. Okay, let's go back, I think. So that's the 2 different out-of-the-box embedded autonomous AI agents that are available now in the US. The payables agents within 30 days will be available in Canada. This is quite interesting in terms of the productivity boosts, where we used to talk about, increase in an ROI or efficiencies of X%. You can start to look at this at a factor of X, maybe 2, maybe 3 times an increase in productivity, especially during peak periods. Maybe you don't want to increase headcount for 3 months. You can certainly turn on these agents and control them with the consumption billing as to how much you want to spend on that, and it would significantly boost productivity. That's all that I was going to show. I think it's back to you, Tracy.
Fantastic. I love it, Brennan. Thank you. All right, we're at the home stretch here. We've covered a lot of material today, and we look forward to continuing this conversation. Please connect with your account manager, your account executive to learn more, or anyone on the sales team. Review our Dynamics 365 Business Central content. We've got a lot of content up on our website, as well as our playlists up on YouTube. There are new Dynamics 365 Business Central videos, especially the ever-evolving Copilot capabilities. 2026 is a great time to start your transition to Business Central. And what you've all been waiting for, here is the QR code that you can use, as well as it will be emailed to you to fill out your survey, and then we'll get your gift card off to you ASAP. But thank you, Brennan. That was awesome. Love seeing that new functionality of the payables and sales agent. And Aaron, thank you so much for your insights into AI. I know our customers have a lot of questions about security and AI, so it's good to get a bit of background there. Thank you so much.